From Sexy and I Know It. You say that being ballsy is a way to screen girls. Can you elaborate? When I'm taking risks and being ballsy, girls are either going to love me or hate me. There is no in between. But the terms taking risks and being ballsy is very relative. When I say something like, let's go have sex in my van around the corner to a girl, a third person watching us might think that that's too risky. But for me, I just think that's funny and hilarious. The reason I say this is a way to screen girls is because some girls are going to laugh at that and understand my vulgar sense of humor. Those are the kind of girls I like, and those are the types of girls I'd want to hang out with. On the other hand, if a girl gets disgusted by that, she's probably not my type and we most likely wouldn't get along. So by being risky and ballsy, I'm screening out the girls who are boring and don't have the same sense of humor as me. John Lee says, I've tried all you say all the time, but still I am very boring. How do I change this faster? By telling me that you're boring, I'm guessing you haven't actually tried everything I've said yet. It shouldn't matter whether or not the girl likes your jokes. The point is, you should like your own jokes. As long as you're not boring to you, that's all that matters. Naturally, girls will become attracted to you the more you convey this. From Waters9483920004. How do you live an interesting life if I'm broke and have no job? You don't need to be rich to live an interesting life. Find out what you can do around your area. Go to the town hall, go to the beach, go to some random free art show, go hiking, try cooking food instead of going out to eat. That one actually saves you money, believe it or not. You'll also find that these places are the best places to take girls out on dates as well. Worst case scenario is you might have to pay $1 or $2 for the bus ride to your destination. OE93939 says, you didn't talk about his body language and how he was leaning in a lot the first scene. How important was that in terms of getting the girl or not? This is a good point. Jacob was leaning into the girl the whole time he was talking to her pretty much, and this shows that he was needy and nervous. Because there were so many other things that he did wrong, I don't think changing his body language in that particular situation would have made any difference. One thing to keep in mind though is that a lot of guys do this when they're talking to a girl that sits down and they sit down with a girl. They tend to put their arms on the table and then lean in. Again, that's bad. It shows that you're very needy, and obviously girls find that unattractive. You need to sit back, be relaxed, and be comfortable with yourself and the situation. Next question is from Batman. I don't agree with taking risks equals girls not noticing your mistakes, because when you take risks and she doesn't like it, she'll also look for ways to get out of conversation, just like if she's not in the bubble, like you said, when she saw the camera. Okay, so I think what you're referring to is when I said that Jacob made a mistake while he was shaking her hand because his hand was too stiff, but because he was holding it there, she didn't realize that he was making that mistake. So what you're saying is also true. If a girl is turned off by you taking a risk, then she will try to find excuses to leave the conversation. But again, it comes back to screening the girl. If you're taking a risk that you find humorous and the girl hates you for it, is that a girl that you really want to be talking to anyway? Is that really a girl that you want to get to know better? It shouldn't be, because what usually happens is guys try to play it safe for like 20-30 minutes, and then they make their move, and then the girl rejects them. Game over. Take this other situation where a guy comes up and is risky and makes his move from the very beginning. He gets rejected in less than 60 seconds. Although he gets rejected right away, he saved the 30 minutes that he would have wasted if he played it safe. Now, let's get to girls who are turned on by your risk taking. In the video, Jacob held her hand for a very, very long time, and she liked that. Because she liked that, she was able to overlook other things that he was doing wrong, such as having stiff body language. So to answer your question, yes, girls do notice your mistakes when you take risks if they don't like you. But girls will overlook your mistakes if she does like you. Plurlife2050 asks, I really relate to what you said about knowing what to do logically, but not being able to do it because your emotions say no. Like, for example, I know I should make out with a girl after talking to her for 15+ minutes, and I know she would be okay with it, but I can't get myself to do it sometimes because my emotions say no. Maybe I'm too scared. How do I solve this problem? It's a lot easier said than done, but you have to just go and do it. It helps to keep this rule in mind. More awkward, is less awkward. If you're talking to a girl for 30 minutes and you guys are hitting it off, you might feel like it's awkward to try and go in for the kiss. But in reality, if you think about it logically, it's actually more awkward not to go for the kiss, especially if you guys like each other. If a guy and girl are talking for that long, the girl expects you to make the first move. You're less of a man if you don't, and therefore you're unattractive. So next time you pussy out, just think, is it awkward to do it, or is it actually more awkward not to do it? From JT, you say not to ask permission when escalating, but I do that all the time before I kiss a girl. I don't think this is a bad thing at all because I've tried it many times and it works. Once you get to a certain level, you can do whatever you want and everything will work. So yeah, I believe you. You might have asked 100 girls for permission to kiss them, and 99 out of 100 might have let you kiss them. But for most guys out there who are just learning this stuff, they don't know how to handle these types of situations, and they come off apologetic and needy when they ask for permission. Also, I'm a very big advocate of leading and being dominant in an interaction. So when you're asking for permission for something, such as kissing a girl, you're not practicing these ideas. And then it gets you in the habit of being needy and being passive down the road. So you might ask a girl to make out with you, and she says yes. When you get to your bed, are you gonna ask, can I reach up your shirt? When you both have your pants off, are you gonna ask her, can I stick my dick into your vagina? When you're asking for permission, you're actually letting the girl lead you. And again, that's something that's very unattractive and not something that you should be getting into the habit of. So my advice is, don't ask for permission, especially when you're physically escalating.